In the 15 years I've been alive, I've had to live behind many different walls. If those crumbling walls could talk, they would spill out all of our family secrets. They would talk about the many kids and families that I've passed through.
My name is Draymaine Fanning. I moved from the inner city up to North Kansas City just to go to Winnetonka. My dad had got shot in the head. He was on his way to work. He was in the crossfire of it, and he got shot. He's in Lee Summit, I think a nursing home. It's pretty rough knowing that he could have been here, but he's not because of some situation that happened. But I get through it and I help my moms and my little brothers and sisters.
Wichita, Topeka, Leavenworth, Kansas City, Overland Park, Shawnee. I've been to about 10 placements because I'm in foster care. My name's Journey Aaliyah Holbert, Journi. I was named that for a reason.
We are working with what we have. We have 5 social workers. I think we can always use more social emotional supports, but honestly, what we're also doing is helping our buildings and helping our schools understand that they have a lot of valuable resources in their own buildings. Trauma-sensitive schools and trauma-informed care sees trauma as an individualized thing that occurs when your internal and external resources are no longer able to cope with what you perceive as a threat. What we strive to teach our teachers and our leaders and everyone in our system is that if I'm not addressing the social emotional needs of our students, then learning isn't going to happen.
For a while I was battling with, I guess you could say, depression for many different reasons. Family issues, my own issues, like how I saw myself. If the walls could talk, they would talk about how I slept on the floor and how most of our furniture came from the trash.
When you look at sympathy, that's feeling sorry for somebody. And versus empathy, where I am able to walk in their shoes and see things from their perspective, feeling like I understand you, right? And I want to be there to help support you.
My name is Darian McKinley. I am 15. I experienced trauma in my life before. When I was 11, we was with my uncle. He was in a car. And we was coming around the corner and then these dudes yelled something at him and he said something back. A few minutes later, we was at the stop sign. And they pulled up right next to us and they said something to him and they just shot him right there. It was just shocking because it was just right there. For a second, I was just puzzled, stuck for a second, just didn't know what to do. I just picked up the phone and called 911. And then right then and there, he was just gone. He could say goodbye or nothing.
Therapy is about building relationships. If you don't have relationships with people, you can't produce the therapeutic outcomes and the goals of your treatment plan that you want to.
Since I was so quiet, they put me in a class there was a bunch of kids in there for different reasons. So being in that class really helped me step forward a little bit. I made some really good friends that I'm still friends with today.
Research says that if we can link a student in her school age years to one compassionate, trustworthy, safe adult, they have more likelihood to be a successful adult.
The assistant principal always came by my house and she would ask me how am I doing and she would help me and stuff.
If I needed time to take breaks and stuff, it was too much pressure on me. She said I can go outside, step out, take breaks and talk to somebody.
Part of what we're doing is we're providing our teachers and our staff in our school district the ability to help them know their own skills and their own protective factors so they can model and teach that.
When I wasn't talking to anyone, music really helped me to be able to just leave for a while, and it helped me calm down.
My name is Jaleesa Renee Satterwhite. Sometimes I wouldn't even talk. It was a lot of bullying going on. I have a big passion for dance. Ever since I went to Winnetonka, I'm able to focus, make pretty good grades, stay out of any trouble. It's just more one-on-one, and the kids there are just nice.
I like to write poetry. Invested so much time in the system I don't even know myself, but I know if I had a dime for my thoughts, I would save it and call it wealth, and be the richest girl ever, independent and clever. Then I wouldn't have to try and be on the run forever.
I feel like we are in a good space where we are leveraging the resources in our community to meet the needs of our family, to make up for some of the personnel that we don't have in our buildings.
I learned how to do a lot of more things on my own without my dad. It would have been cool if he was there though.
We can't fix the trauma. We really can't. They're not broken dishwashers. They're not broken appliances. But what we can do is instill the protective factors and the resilience building skills so that they can help cope with and overcome some of the situations that they're living in.
These days, like, usually if I'm playing football or something in my football game, I'll have a necklace. It have like a little ash of his ashes in there, and I'll wear it around my neck, and I'll represent him and like everything I do. If I do something, I'll do it for him.
They are our kids. They are everyone's kids. We're helping empower our youth and our families to advocate for themselves because we see things through their lens.
If the walls could talk, they would congratulate us because we were finally able to get out.